After the apocalypse, a man actually raised a mutated zombie and named it Iron Leg, simply because the zombie's legs are incredibly strong, like iron, sharp and durable, and as long as he feeds a person to Iron Leg will step in to solve all the man's problems. Just as the man was about to have Iron Leg kill his enemy, a henchman suddenly rushes in, yelling anxiously, "Boss, something terrible has happened. Someone has invaded our base. We are no match for that guy." But before he could finish, he was cut in half with a sword, only to see a man holding a large sword arrogantly shout, "You must be the boss here. Should I do it myself or will you do the honor?" Hearing this, the zombie immediately stood up and coldly said, "This is Iron Leg's territory. Kid, are you tired of living?" That said, Iron Leg quickly sprinted towards Moning, and then swiftly kicked him with a Iron Leg technique. Unexpectedly, the man vanished into thin air. Before the two could figure out what was happening, Moning suddenly appeared behind the man and beheaded him with a single slice. At that moment, a woman looked at Moning admiringly and said, "Boss, you must be the strongest in the world. Not only have you reached level 6, you are also incredibly rare as a spatial type, and you even have mastered the divine technique, Sword of Space. Even mutants can be killed in one slice. Brother Moning, look what I just found in their base." Taking the note, he found it was a flyer from Chenluo's refuge. Reading the contents, Moning chuckled. "This guy is really full of himself, but I enjoy smacking down that kind of thing. We're not busy anyway. Let's gather the others and teach him a lesson about bragging. Make him a little more humble." And Chenluo knew nothing about this. He was currently cheering on turtle eggs that were about to hatch. 3 minutes later, 4 little turtles all broke out of their shells. This made Chenluo extremely happy. He picked up one little turtle to check its gender, only to be squirted in the face with water by the little turtle. Chenluo's face went dark. "I didn't expect this little guy to have almost level 2 power right after birth. What would happen if I used time acceleration to speed up its growth?" Just then, Chen Guang's voice came through the walkie-talkie. "Boss, a man named Moning has broken into our base, killed more than a dozen of our members instantly, and also kidnapped one of our brothers. He says if you want to save the hostage, you need to meet him at the top of Wuyan Mountain tonight." Upon hearing this, Chenluo broke out in a cold sweat. Moning, could it be the one that got away whom I've offended? On second thought, that couldn't be, since he never leaves anyone alive. But either way, since he dares to challenge me, he must die. At that moment, on the top of Wuyan Mountain, Moning was sitting with a beauty, sipping wine, when Chenluo appeared before him. Upon arriving at the peak of Wuyan Mountain, Lu Ben, who was caught by Moning, shouted excitedly, "Big brother, I'm here. Don't worry, no one can hurt you as long as I'm here." Hearing this, Moning calmly stood up and smiled. "You actually came, and you're alone. Very gutsy. I admire that. No wonder you could build such a large base." Chenluo chuckled coldly. "I don't think I know you. Why are you targeting me? Do we have a previous grudge? Or did someone send you?" "Neither. I just find you arrogant and wanted some entertainment." Upon hearing this, Chenluo realized, so he's just tired of living. Moning smirked as he conjured the Sword of Space. Chenluo looked at him with some pity. It's rare to see a talented space type. Too bad he's seeking his own death. Just as Moning was about to scoff, the next second, his eyes revealed an incredulous look. A sort of void appeared in Chenluo's hand. The woman behind him even screamed, "Impossible. Only Brother Moning should know the Sword of Space. How could someone else know it too? I don't believe it." That said, she summoned a 2-meter-tall skeletal horse, on which sat a dark knight. This made Chenluo's eyes light up. Another summoner tool person, perfect to take over Jin Tao's role. With a swift stroke, he sliced the dark knight in half, then rushed into the crowd, slaughtering all of Moning's followers, and even cut off Moning's limbs to hang him at the base as a warning to the surrounding forces. The woman was directly locked in a small dark room to become another tool person. Awaiting her would be the same fate as Jin Tao. Chenluo will make her summon level 7 undead to farm crystals until she dies from the backlash. Just then, Zhao Hai suddenly found Chenluo and told him 2 pieces of good news. The first one, they've just recruited a pair of siblings to join the base. The brother is called Zhao Zichen, a level 5 wind type. The sister, Zhao Zi, is an extremely rare psychic type. She supposedly has the ability to interfere with minds, can confuse the zombie's senses, a talent that's hard to come by. Hearing this, Chenluo chuckled. "Good job, bro Hai. So what's the second piece of good news?" Zhao Hai took a drag of his cigarette and said, "The team we sent to approach Jin Yuanjiang, led by Song Ling, came back with news. Apparently, Jin Yuanjiang is isolated and suppressed within his team, so the persuasion went quite smoothly. Plus, his wife is pregnant. Jin Yuanjiang is willing to defect, but he has some demands. He needs 30 cans of milk powder and a regular supply of vegetables." What Zhao Hai didn't expect was, Chenluo agreed without a second thought, but insisted that he would personally deliver these supplies. Soon after, Chenluo drove to Jin Yuanjiang's base and showed him the supplies. Upon seeing this, Jin Yuanjiang was shocked that Chenluo was so sincere. Jin Yuanjiang agreed on the spot to join, "But I hope my wife only does logistics in the base and doesn't participate in combat." Hearing this, Chenluo readily agreed, "But you have to cover her share of the points." After reaching an agreement, Chenluo took Jin Yuanjiang back to his own base. Meanwhile, the Sea Turtle King, whose son was stolen by Chenluo, found his good friend, asking her to help retrieve his son. A stunningly beautiful clam spirit burst out from the clamshell. well. Since she had advanced to level 10 and taken on human form, she named herself Sea Princess. Facing the tearful pleas of the Turtle King, Sea Princess immediately agreed to help, but my power will be much weaker on land, and I'll need your people to guard my clamshell. The Turtle King agreed on the spot. Then the two of them immediately set out for Chenluo's base. On the other side, Chenluo's mind was suddenly forcibly connected, and then he heard a woman's voice in his head. Bro Chen, I'm the new member Zhao Zi. Sister Mi Ling says that the prophet has given a warning. You need to hurry back, or she and Mi Li will die. Hearing this, Chenluo was shocked. Thunder King in the base had reached level 7. Mi Ling, Mi Li, Xu Yun, and others were even at several level 6s. How is this even possible? What kind of crisis could put Mi Ling and Mi Li in danger? So Chenluo rushed back to the base first. In just 4 minutes, Chenluo returned to the base, with a look of shock on his face. Weren't you in mortal danger? Why do you seem so calm? Rice was lying on the sofa and saw Chenluo. If you're back, then there's no danger. Just as Chenluo was puzzled, his walkie-talkie suddenly transmitted the voice of Chen Guan. Boss, an 8-meter-long sea turtle has broken into our base. Chenluo was stunned. A giant turtle? Could it be the one whose eggs I stole, coming to find me? Chenluo immediately sprinted towards the main gate of the base, thinking to himself, I've already broken through to level 7 now. With my dual-element special physique, my current strength is already equivalent to a normal level 9 ability user. Do I need to fear an level 8 Turtle King? Soon he saw the Turtle King going berserk at the gate. Upon seeing this, Chenluo immediately shouted, Beast, how dare you? At that moment, Sea Princess coldly said, So you're the one who stole my friend's eggs, and you still dare to act so boldly here? When Chenluo saw who was speaking, he broke out into a cold sweat, thinking to himself, isn't that the Dark Witch Sea Princess, a deity? Numerous ability users died at her hands in my past life. How did she get here? Oh no, she even has the ability to fly, which means her level has reached level 10. I'm only a fake level 9 now. The gap between a real level 9 and her is not small at all, but since Rice prophesied that I could resolve this crisis, what's there to fear? I killed her in my past life. I can kill her again. But just at that moment, Sea Princess suddenly released a dark barrier towards Chenluo, hoping to trap him inside. What Sea Princess didn't expect was, just as the barrier was about to close, Chenluo used his spatial walk to teleport out. This really angered Sea Princess. Without saying another word, she threw several charming glances at him. Luckily, Chenluo's quick reflexes barely allowed him to dodge this fatal attack. Seeing the opponent's attack getting more and more fierce, Chenluo had no choice but to continually use spatial walk to evade. Then he seized the right moment, instantly teleported behind Sea Princess, raised his sword of the void, ready to end this menace with one stroke. But her reaction speed was extremely fast, and she narrowly dodged the sword by twisting her body. Just at that moment, the Turtle King suddenly opened its big mouth, biting towards Chenluo. Just when it thought it had succeeded, Chenluo once again mysteriously disappeared from its sight. However, before one wave had settled, another rose. Just as he landed, Sea Princess suddenly slapped towards him. With no alternative, Chenluo once again used spatial walk to dodge. At this point, Sea Princess sneered, I don't believe your teleportation can be used infinitely. Once your abilities run out, let's see what you will do. Hearing this, Chenluo suddenly felt a chill down his spine, thinking, she's right, even without using any skills, I can only use spatial walk about 100 times. If this continues, it's only a matter of time before she catches me. In that case, I have no choice but to use that move. Sea Princess naturally counters spatial abilities, so Chenluo has no choice but to use his time-based abilities against her. As long as he can use time stop, even if it only freezes her for 2 seconds, Chenluo is confident he can kill her. However, after he shouted time stop, Chenluo found himself frozen in place, and not only was Sea Princess not affected, her attacks became even more fierce. Turtle King, watching from the side and seeing that it couldn't handle Chenluo, turned its anger towards the other members. Mi Ling was quick to notice. Realizing that no one here could stand against Turtle King, she promptly ordered everyone to retreat to the base, and quickly informed the base elders to come out and fight. I'll hold off this turtle. Just at that moment, Thunder King suddenly burst out holding one of the turtle's children, with the other 3 little sea turtles closely following behind. Recognizing its children at a glance, Turtle King immediately stopped attacking the base members, then yelled, release my turtle children. Thunder King paid no attention. Instead, he slammed a paw onto the ground, instantly creating several deep cracks. The meaning was clear. Imagine what will happen if this paw lands on your child. If you don't want your child to get hurt, behave. Chenluo, seeing this, couldn't help but admire. It has to be you in key moments, even resorting to such despicable methods. For the record, I didn't teach this, but it was indeed effective. Chenluo squinted, and an idea came to him. He used his spatial walk to appear next to Thunder King, grabbing one of the little sea turtles and said, if you dare attack again, it's uncertain who will die first. Upon hearing that someone wanted to hurt their master, the little turtle immediately roared at Turtle King, if anyone dares to hurt my master, I'll bite them. Turtle King, eyes filled with tears, said, my good son, how could you choose a thief as your father? Sea Princess added, your child has become a human servant. There's no point in saving him. You can have more children, but if we don't kill this human today, he will become an endless threat. Thunder Thunder King did not expect was, after saying this, Sea Princess didn't attack Chenluo, but aimed a beam of annihilating light at him. This scared Thunder King, who barked hastily, "Are you insane, old woman? I haven't offended you." As he spoke, Thunder King erupted with a terrifying current around him. He then used his newly learned ability, Lightning Clone, prepared to use the clone to confuse the opponent. At that moment, Sea Princess coldly said, "You think a few clones can help you escape from me? How naive." With that, she launched attacks at multiple targets simultaneously. After 3 loud bangs, all 3 of Thunder King's clones were annihilated by Sea Princess. Seeing this, Chenluo froze in place, realizing Thunder King and Sea Princess were not on the same level. While Chenluo had spatial walk to save his life, Sea Princess couldn't do anything to him either, so she immediately switched her focus to attack Thunder King. Chenluo knew that Thunder King, being only level 7, couldn't dodge Sea Princess's attacks, and if caught, would surely die on the spot. Without any hesitation, Chenluo instantly used spatial walk to shield Thunder King, yelling, "Get lost to the ends of the earth." The next second, the space around Sea Princess started to fluctuate strangely, and with a swoosh, Sea Princess vanished from her spot. At that moment, Chenluo was completely dumbfounded, unexpectedly mastering spatial exile in a critical moment. Seeing that the crisis was averted, Thunder King finally let out a sigh of relief, thinking, "My master is awesome, otherwise I would have been a dead dog by now." Chenluo could vaguely feel that he had sent Sea Princess to a very distant place, but it won't be long before she returns, so the immediate concern is to quickly find Sea Princess's clamshell. Only by getting hold of that can they save themselves. Although Chenluo had no idea where the clamshell was, Turtle King certainly knew, so he quickly picked up the little sea turtle and threatened, "Tell me where Sea Princess's clamshell is hidden, or don't blame me for being ruthless." Hearing this, Turtle King turned pale and shouted, "How do you know Sea Princess's secret?" Chenluo chuckled, "That's not important. What's important is, didn't you see she was about to harm your children? If I hadn't used spatial exile to send her away, your 4 turtle sons would probably be dead by now." At this moment, Turtle King finally realized, "Yes, I called her to help me save my children, but when she was about to attack this kid, she didn't consider my children's safety at all. If you are heartless, don't blame me for being unjust." Then Turtle King solemnly said, "I can tell you where the clamshell is, but you must return my children to me." However, without even thinking, Chenluo declined, saying, "It's not that I don't want to give them back to you, but Sea Princess is ruthless and cunning. Think about it. You betray her. Do you think she will spare you and your children? How about this? You temporarily live in the river near my house, so if Sea Princess comes for revenge, I can quickly step in and deal with her. With both of us working together, we can better protect these 4 little ones." Hearing this, Turtle King immediately agreed to Chenluo's proposal. He then took off a piece of his shell from his back and gave it to Chenluo, telling him, "My clan guards the area near Sea Princess's clamshell. Take this with you, and they will obey your orders." Hearing this, Chenluo immediately showed a sly smile, thinking, "Now I not only have Turtle King in my grasp, but I also know the exact location of Sea Princess's clamshell." Soon, Chenluo found the clamshell following Turtle King's guidance. He knew that if he destroyed Sea Princess's clamshell now, she would undoubtedly die soon, and that would result in a mutually destructive scenario. However, at this moment, Chenluo thought of a perfect solution. Why not exploit Sea Princess's vanity and make her work for me? Thinking of this, Chenluo immediately tapped the clamshell beside him, and the next second, Sea Princess eerily appeared before his eyes. At that moment, Sea Princess anxiously said, "How do you know the secret of my clamshell? It must be that Turtle King who betrayed me, right? Friendship's boat turns over so easily." But Chenluo calmly responded, "Please calm down, Lady Sea Princess. We have no old grievances. Why must we fight to the death? I don't want to be your enemy. I've awakened a 1 in a million time ability, and I've mastered time acceleration. Soon I'll be able to grasp time reversal, and then I can help you become young again." Hearing this, Sea Princess immediately asked, "Is that really true? You can actually make me young again?" Seeing that the fish has taken the bait, Chenluo began to talk nonsense very seriously. "If I'm lying, may I turn into a little dog? However, my current level is too low to have mastered it yet, but if I diligently practice, within a year, I should be able to grasp this divine skill. If by then I don't keep my word, you can do whatever you want with me." No sooner had the words left his mouth than Sea Princess readily agreed, saying, "I'll wait for you for a year. If you dare to deceive me, don't blame me for turning against you." Although Chenluo verbally agreed readily, what he was actually thinking was, who will be stronger in a year is still uncertain. Then he suggested, "How about this? I will give the clamshell back to you right now, and you give me the pearl on your head for safekeeping. As a token of our cooperation, I'll return it to you in a year." Chenluo thought, "Anyway, this clamshell is useless to me. Might as well secure the water-repelling pearl first." After pondering for a moment, Sea Princess took off her pearl and handed it to Chenluo, saying, "I will come to retrieve it in a year. Don't forget the promise you made to me." Having fooled Sea Princess, Chenluo left with the pearl, thinking, "What I rely on in this apocalypse isn't strength, but my clever mind." Meanwhile, on the other side, a mutated creature suddenly broke into a small base. With a wave of its giant hand, it instantly formed a huge light ball in the air. Its emitted light instantly cooked everyone crisp on the outside and tender on the inside. However, However, just as the mutant was about to enjoy its feast, a small minion tremblingly approached and said, "Don't kill me. My boss sent me to bring you a message. He says he's willing to provide you with food long term." Upon hearing this, the mutant immediately agreed, saying, "If you dare to deceive me, I'll turn you all into barbecue." The reason why the base leader, Chan Yuan, did this was to keep the mutant at the base and wear it down, for he also knew the secret that the mutant's lifespan was extremely short. But soon this news reached Chenluo's ears. Xiao Hai received intelligence that Chan Yuan has adopted a mutant of the Light series, but its level is unknown. According to informants, the zombie is extremely strong. Its single ability instantly killed more than 20 people. Upon hearing it was a mutant, Chenluo instantly became interested. Now that he has mastered the skill of time acceleration, he sees mutants as nothing more than moving crystals, so he immediately decides to go to Chan Yuan's base to eliminate the menace for the people. Before leaving, as usual, he first consults with Rice about the fortune for the day, but Rice calmly says, "There is nothing special happening to you today. It's me, Li, who seems to have a good opportunity coming her way." He then storms into Chan Yuan's base, at which point Chan Yuan's minions quickly notify him that something bad has happened. Someone has forcibly entered their base and is now rushing toward the mutant's room. This scares Chan Yuan immensely. He immediately orders his minions to gather people to go there. Having raised the mutant for so long, he would be at a huge loss if someone else took it first. Meanwhile, on the other side, the mutant is comfortably enjoying the delicacies provided by Chan Yuan, unaware that danger is quietly approaching. With a clang, the thick iron door is easily kicked open by Chenluo. At this moment, the zombie is still feasting on human flesh. Seeing that a living person has broken in, the mutant quickly says, "Is this an extra meal for me? Hurry and cut off your ear to go with my drink. Don't force me to take action." To this, Chenluo pays no attention, saying, "You cheeky brat, how dare you speak to your Chendaddy like that?" This angers the mutant greatly. Without saying another word, it forms a large Rasengan. Upon seeing this, Chenluo is not the least bit flustered. Summoning his void sword, he coldly says, "Is that all? Your flashy technique takes too long to release." But before Chenluo can finish speaking, the mutant quickly forms 7 or 8 Rasengans and attacks Chenluo fiercely. Faced with this unavoidable strike, Chenluo is not frightened but rather pleased, even mocking, "Your attack speed is a bit too slow, isn't it?" As soon as he finishes speaking, Chenluo disappears from the mutant's sight with a whoosh sound. Before the creature could figure out what was going on, Chenluo uses his void walk skill to appear behind it, and with a swift sword strike, slashes at its back. Although the strike didn't cause significant damage, Chenluo becomes even more excited, because only mutants at level 9 or above can withstand his sword without being harmed. Given that, he decides to use his time acceleration skill to collect this high-level crystal. That sword strike had thoroughly enraged the mutant, who shouts, "Kid, your life is mine," and forms an even larger Rasengan to charge at Chenluo. At this moment, Chenluo is already in position to use his time acceleration skill. With his shout of "Die!" the next second sees the mutant frozen in place. Accompanied by a shrill scream, the mutant falls rigidly at Chenluo's feet. Without any hesitation, Chenluo reaches into its brain and extracts a level 10 crystal. To his surprise, it's an incredibly rare light elemental crystal. No wonder Rice said Mi Li would encounter a great opportunity. Just then, a stern voice comes from behind Chenluo. "Put down my crystal, or don't blame me for being impolite." Upon hearing this, Chenluo chuckles. "Why should the crystal I obtained from killing a zombie belong to you?" This instantly infuriates Chan Yuan. "You break into my base, harm my men, kill the zombie I've been nurturing, and steal my crystal, and you think you're in the right? Chenluo, I know you're strong, but this is my turf. Can you really overturn the heavens all by yourself? Either you leave your life here, or obediently give the crystal back to me. Your choice." Who would have thought that? Chenluo calmly replies, "What if I choose neither? What can you do to me?" This response enrages Chan Yuan even more. He shouts loudly, "Guys, get him. Whoever kills Chenluo gets 2 boxes of instant noodles, 10 cans of food, plus a box of pickled vegetables." But before he finishes speaking, Chenluo makes a sweeping gesture with his hand. A force of spatial cutting sweeps across Chan Yuan's neck, and his head thumps to the ground. Seeing this, everyone present loses their color, and no one dares to move forward. At this moment, a man named Zhang Chuan walks up, bows and says, "The arrogant fool who dared to oppose you is not worth mentioning. I'll have them clear the path for you right away." Zhang Chuan then shouts, "Who dares to block Chen's path? I'll be the first to cut him down." As soon as he finishes speaking, everyone immediately steps aside respectfully to make way for Chenluo. Chenluo sees that the young man knows his place, so he pats him on the shoulder and says, "Since your boss has been killed by me, from tonight on, you'll be in charge of this base. If anyone disagrees, they can come find me." Upon hearing this, the room falls silent. No one dares to voice any objection. Then Chenluo takes the level 10 crystal to Mi Li, telling her to quickly upgrade to level 8. Initially, Mi Li refuses, saying, "Brother Chenluo, you haven't even upgraded to level 8 yet. You should keep this high-level crystal for yourself." Hearing this, Chenluo immediately becomes playful, saying, "I only need 1 more level 7 crystal to break through. If you don't hurry up to level 8, you won't stand a chance against me in wrestling tonight. Besides, this is a light elemental crystal. You're better suited to use it. Before he can finish, Meili blushes and yells, "Brother Chenluo, you're so annoying. I'm ignoring you." Afterward, Chenluo returns to his room to absorb the crystal. In just 2 hours, he successfully advances to level 8. With the aid of his dual elemental constitution, Chenluo's overall strength has also reached level 10. Now, it's time to start planning his next move. He plans to play a big game, gathering all the bases in Divine Capital and the surrounding areas to announce 2 significant things to the world. Not only does he want to share the technology for growing organic vegetables for free, he also intends to provide high-quality seeds that can increase yield by 50%. Upon hearing this, everyone lavishes praise on Chenluo for his nobility. He's willing to share such crucial secrets for free with everyone, and his doing so is not out of excessive altruism. It is simply paving the way for selling his seeds. If he doesn't teach people how to plant, who will buy his seeds? Then Chenluo claps his hands and shouts, "Everyone, please be quiet for a moment. I have another announcement to make today. Starting today, I will provide a service to solve your troubles. No matter who you are, no matter what troubles you've gotten into, as long as you can provide something valuable, I, Chenluo, can settle any trouble for you." After making these 2 significant announcements, Chen Guang immediately arranges for Oyanlu to share tips on planting. But at that moment, Chenluo spots an old acquaintance from his previous life in the crowd. This person is named Wang Lai. In his previous life, he was a king-level bigshot and also one of Mi Ling's sycophants. In order to win Mi Ling's heart, this shameless person even collaborated with zombies to create a crisis, planning to stage a hero saving the beauty scenario. However, things spiraled out of his control, and Mi Ling tragically died in that crisis. It was also at that time, Mi Li suddenly mastered the art of resurrection, using this divine skill to revive the deceased Mi Ling. So this person must die, but now is not the time. Better wait until he ascends to king level and use him as a stepping stone for Mi Ling. Meanwhile, Lianglu's presentation is coming to an end, so those who are interested can come and register with me. We have 2 schemes for selling seeds. One is to purchase directly from us, and the other is that we provide seeds for free, and you give us half of your potato harvest. At this point, Chen Guang speaks solemnly. While everyone is considering, let me insert a quick advertisement. Our base offers various problem-solving services. Does anyone here need our help with something? As long as you can offer something of value, there's no problem we can't solve. Upon hearing this, someone in the crowd immediately shouts, "I want to ask Big Boss Chen to avenge my brother. All I have to offer is this level 7 crystal. I don't know if that's enough for Big Boss Chen to make a move. A beast ate my brother. That person's name is Feng Wang, and he's right here." No sooner had he finished speaking than Wang Lai immediately asks Feng Wang what the heck is going on. "Can't you be more discreet in your actions? Got caught, did you?" But just at that moment, that person points at Feng Wang and yells, "He's the man-eating demon. I asked Big Boss Chen to act for the public good." Chen Guang immediately uses Zhao Zi's psychic communication to consult with Chenluo, asking if they should take this job. Although a level 7 crystal is not attractive to Chenluo, for the sake of promoting their services, Chenluo nods, signaling Chen Guang to accept this task. Seeing this, Chen Guang immediately speaks righteously. Although the reward offered this time is a bit low, given the heinous acts committed by this person, we simply have to take this job. Hearing this, Wang Lai immediately stands up and starts to defend his subordinate. "What evidence do you have that my man ate your brother? Don't make baseless accusations if you have no evidence." The man responds, "I saw it with my own eyes. What more proof do you need?" But Wang Lai remains unconvinced and says, "Empty words. Anyone can claim they saw something. I could also say I saw you eat my brother. Is that considered evidence?" Upon hearing this, the crowd nods in agreement that Wang Lai makes a lot of sense. Without evidence, who can say what really happened? Looks like the hosts are about to lose face today. But at that moment, Chenluo casually walks into the venue, hands in his pockets, muttering, "I think there might be a misunderstanding about us, since Mr. Deng has offered a reward for us to act, and we've accepted this job. Whether or not Mr. Feng Wang ate someone is not our concern, nor do we need any evidence. We will simply complete the task as per our employer's wishes. Therefore, Mr. Feng Wang must die. Even if a god were to arrive, they couldn't save him. That's what I'm saying." Upon hearing this, the crowd is instantly shocked. Everyone's saying this Chen guy is way too arrogant. Has he lost all reason? Seeing this, Wang Lai immediately says, "Leader Chen, we have no grievances. Is there really a need to go all out just for a level 7 crystal?" But Chenluo remains unconvinced and states, "No matter what you say today, you can't save him. Let me ask you, will you hand over Feng Wang willingly, or should I take him myself?" Upon hearing this, Wang Lai is stunned on the spot. He never expected Chenluo to be so uncompromising. He's a local ruler himself, but is given no face at all. But if it comes down to a fight, he'd surely be the one at a disadvantage. This is his territory after all. Although Feng Wang is my base's second in command, it's not worth risking my life fighting Chenluo for him. Better to lose the battle to win the war. I'll settle this with him once I reach level 7. Thinking this, Wang Lai immediately backs down and agrees to hand over Feng Wang. But no sooner had he finished speaking than the guy starts to make a run for it without a word. Chenluo doesn't hesitate. He immediately shouts, "Xia Haoren, it's your turn." The next second, Xia Haoren mysteriously appears in front of him. Seeing this, Feng Wang angrily says, "So there are really people who dare to to stop me? You're tired of living, huh? Better get out of my way if you know what's good for you. But before he can finish speaking, Xiaohaoren's fist, the size of a sandbag, abruptly greets him with a loud bang. Feng Wang is sent flying 10 meters by this sudden punch. But it's not over. Xiaohaoren quickly steps forward and disables his limbs with a few punches, then tosses the crippled Feng Wang in front of the client to do as he pleases. The crowd is utterly stunned by this efficient service. Chen Luo, showing great business acumen, immediately starts advertising. As you can see, this is our strength. As long as you can put up enough stakes, there's no problem we can't solve. I know you all think I, Chen Luo, am arrogant and have doubts about my abilities. To avoid unnecessary trouble, I won't hide it anymore. I'm revealing my cards. I am a level 8 superhuman. Upon hearing this, the entire room instantly erupts into commotion. People are saying, how is this even possible? Even a level 5 is considered a top expert these days, and a level 6 is a force to be reckoned with, and he claims to be level 8? Well, I don't believe it. At this point, someone bravely raises their hand and asks Chen Luo, could you show us the strength of a level 8? Upon hearing this, Chen Luo smirks. Indeed, words alone are not enough to convince people. Today, I'll satisfy everyone's curiosity. Mr. Deng, do you have any grudges with this Wang Lai? The man immediately grits his teeth and says, if it weren't for him enabling his subordinates, my brother wouldn't have died. Unfortunately, my crystal isn't enough, or else I'd have asked you to take care of this scourge as well. Upon hearing this, Chen Luo immediately says, to thank our first customer, Mr. Deng, for his support. Today we have a buy one, get one free offer. I'll give Wang Lai to Mr. Deng as a free gift. Hearing this, Wang Lai's first instinct is to run, but before he can turn around, a force of space sweeps across his neck. The strange thing is, his head doesn't fall to the ground, it flies straight into Chen Luo's hand. Chen Luo slightly smiles and says, have you all witnessed the power of a level 8? Seeing this, the crowd is so frightened that they nearly wet themselves. No one dares to doubt Chen Luo's strength anymore. To avoid causing panic, Chen Guang immediately explains, this man deserved to die for enabling such heinous acts by his subordinates. But Chen Luo disagrees. He throws the head onto the ground and menacingly says, I never leave loose ends when I act. No one who has crossed me has lived to see the next day. I did all this to make it clear to everyone. Life is only once. If you don't have 9 lives, don't even think about messing with me. Upon hearing this, everyone immediately bows and nods, saying, we have already witnessed Leader Chen's strength. We wouldn't dare show you any disrespect. But who would have thought? Chen Luo suddenly changes his tone. Actually, I'm a very approachable and hospitable person. If you have any problems, remember to come to me for help. And those who want to get seeds can also come and register with us. I assume you won't cheat me. I'll only want half of a yield. Upon hearing this, everyone immediately assures Leader Chen, if anyone dares to default, I'll be the first to not let them off. Just at this moment, Su Daju suddenly approaches Chen Luo, saying, Brother Chen, something bad has happened. We just received a message from a zombie named Big Strong. There's another zombie named Bing Lin who has formed a group called the Bing Lin Society, and they are planning to raid our base tonight to deal with this crisis. Chen Luo announces that he is recruiting a group of level 5 or higher individuals with special abilities. Upon hearing that a level 8 expert is recruiting, everyone starts expressing their desire to join. Chen Luo doesn't keep them in the dark. He immediately reveals that a large group of zombies will attack their base tonight. The number could be around 10,000. Those willing to join will all have to participate in this base defense battle. Those who survive will become official members of the base. Upon hearing this, most people choose to leave on the spot. Looking at those who stay, Chen Luo immediately applauds, saying that those who stay are brave and smart. 10,000 zombies are nothing to us. Please rest assured, if there are high-level zombies, I will take action. Otherwise, consider this as a large-scale combat exercise. That very night, Bing Lin brings a zombie army to the outskirts of Chen Luo's base. Though they have only gathered 7,000 zombies, Bing Lin believes it's more than enough to wipe out a base, saying we don't need to personally get involved. He then orders Big Strong to lead them to the entrance of the base. Once the mission is complete, return and watch the battle with me. Upon hearing this, Big Strong tearfully accepts the task to attack his own brother's base, muttering to himself, being a zombie undercover agent is not easy. Then Big Strong leads the overwhelming zombie army toward the base. At this moment, Chen Luo has been waiting for some time. Seeing the zombie army at the gates, Chen Luo shows a satisfied smile. At his command, a rain of special abilities suddenly pours down from the sky, taking the vanguard by surprise. But soon, the elemental ability users find something amiss. The following zombie troops immediately pick up their fallen comrades as shields, making it impossible to inflict effective damage on them anymore. Just at this moment, a fire dragon suddenly breaks through the sky, then swiftly dives into the zombie horde. Any zombie touched by the fire dragon instantly turns into charcoal, immediately inflicting massive damage on the enemy. At this point, the caster Mi Ling shouts, I can only use my fire dragon technique once more. Other elemental users are also running low on their abilities. What do we do now? Seeing this, Chen Luo doesn't hesitate at all, immediately leading the physical ability users out of the base, and Su Daju, who serves as the vanguard, charges ahead, swiftly plunging into the zombie horde and engaging them in combat. At this moment, Su Daju Zhao seems to be invincible, holding the line all by himself. One punch takes down a large swath of zombies. Seeing this, Bing Lin is stunned, yelling, "How could my meticulously planned raid be so easily thwarted? They seem to have been prepared for this. It looks like there's a traitor among us." Just then, Chen Guang shouts, "Brother Chen, something bad has happened. Big Strong has sent a telepathic message through Zhao Zi. His undercover identity has been exposed. Why would the humans be prepared? Only Big Strong and Bing Lin knew about the plan to raid this base." Realizing this, Bing Lin immediately understands everything, so it starts to severely interrogate Big Strong, yelling, "Quickly, what benefits did the humans give you? Why did you betray me?" Upon hearing this, Big Strong frantically shouts, "I'm innocent, boss," while simultaneously sending a telepathic message to Chen Luo that he has been exposed. Upon receiving the message, Chen Luo is immediately unsettled. Big Strong is his one and only zombie undercover agent. He was relying on Big Strong to help him control the zombies. In that case, Bing Lin must die. Saying this, Chen Luo disappears from the spot with a swoosh. The next second, he mysteriously appears behind Bing Lin. Then he says with a smile, "So it's you who's been controlling zombies to attack my base, daring to challenge me. It looks like you're tired of living, aren't you?" But before he could finish speaking, Bing Lin throws several hidden weapons at him. Seeing this, Chen Luo doesn't indulge it, immediately using a void walk to reappear behind it. Then with a single swing of his sword, he decapitates Bing Lin. After that, he quickly signals Big Strong to come and attack him. That way no one would suspect you as an insider. Unexpectedly, Big Strong turns out to be quite the actor. First, it lets out a long howl, "I'll fight you to the death. You dare kill my big brother?" Then, it rushes at Chen Luo like a madman, landing a heavy punch on his face. Seeing this, Chen Luo immediately clutches his face and angrily shouts, "If I hadn't been worn out from fighting your big brother, I would have killed you today. You just wait. I'll remember this." Saying this, Chen Luo picks up Bing Lin's head and pretends to flee in panic. Seeing this, the zombies all praise Big Strong's courage, saying, "He really dares to step up when needed. I don't think he's a spy." But just then, a zombie suddenly steps forward and says, "Since our big brother is already dead, Heilei, will take over from now on. From today, the Bing Lin gang will officially be renamed the Heilei gang." Before it could finish speaking, Big Strong instantly roars at it, "Our big brother's body is not even cold yet. You're already eager to take his place? I think the real traitor is you." Without hesitating, Big Strong grabs Heilei by the neck and pins it to the ground, thinking to himself, "Since you love the limelight so much, you can take the blame for being the traitor." After a few punches from Big Strong, Heilei is killed on the spot. Seeing this, the other zombies quickly say, "From now on, we'll follow Big Strong. How about renaming the gang to the Big Strong Gang?" Upon hearing this, Big Strong quickly responds, "We're all brothers. How about we call it the Brotherhood Alliance? From now on, if there's meat, we all share it." After doing all these, Big Strong immediately goes to the designated meeting place to find Chen Luo, shouting, "Big brother, my acting just now wasn't bad, right?" Hearing this, Chen Luo smiles slightly. "I'm very satisfied with your performance today. I will focus on cultivating you in the future. Your task is to recruit more high-level zombies and send me crystals by attacking bases in this manner." Saying this, Chen Luo rewards Big Strong with a level 7 crystal, adding, "Follow me closely in the future, and there will certainly be benefits for you." This makes Big Strong exceedingly happy, instantly saying, "Big brother, rest assured, I will complete the tasks you give me on time." But just then, Zhao Zi suddenly contacts Chen Luo through mental communication, saying that Sea Princess has just sent her a message via telepathy, claiming she wants to help him advance to level 10 as promised, and asks him to meet her at the beach immediately. This elates Chen Luo, who without a word starts sprinting towards the beach. He soon arrives at the designated location, and upon seeing Sea Princess emerge from the sea, he shouts, "Sea Princess, sister, I'm here." Seeing this, Sea Princess doesn't hesitate, and immediately hands several high-level crystals to Chen Luo. Looking at the shining crystals in his hand, Chen Luo can't help but feel overjoyed, thinking, "Sea Princess is really helpful. Once I truly master time reversal, I must help you become younger." Then, Sea Princess speaks gravely, "Actually, there's a level 10 ice element ribbonfish nearby. It's too fast in the water for me to kill, but now that you're here, it's a different story. I'll go and lure it out now. Let's team up to kill it." Hearing about a level 10 crystal, Chen Luo immediately agrees without a second thought. In no time, Sea Princess successfully lures the ribbonfish to the water's surface, then urgently shouts, "Now's the time, let's kill it quickly." Chen Luo doesn't hesitate, and immediately releases a spatial slice attack towards the ribbonfish. But who knew? This creature reacts extremely quickly, not only easily dodging Chen Luo's attack, but also shooting an intense freezing ray towards him. Seeing this, Chen Luo's pupils constrict, thinking, "This is bad. The ray is too fast. I don't have time to use my spatial walk to dodge." In just 0.001 seconds, the ray hits Chen Luo, who is standing on the shore. Unable to escape in time, Chen Luo is instantly frozen into an ice sculpture. At this moment, the ribbonfish continues to release its freezing rays at the cost of its own life, trying to take Chen Luo down with it. However, just as Chen Luo is about to be completely frozen, he timely uses spatial banishment to send the ribbonfish thousands of miles away. Seeing this, Sea Princess quickly quickly comes forward to break him out of the ice, and asks where he has sent the ribbonfish, wondering if it's the same as the last time when he didn't know the exact direction. Hearing this, Chenluo gives a wry smile. Sis, don't underestimate me. Last time was my first use. Now, I've mastered this skill. I sent it 30 miles to the east. The creature was already on its last legs, and now that I've teleported it to land, I estimate it's probably dead by now. Let's go grab the loot. The two then successfully find the body of the ribbonfish to the east. Seeing this, Chenluo immediately extracts the crystal from its body. But just then, Sea Princess suddenly proposes an idea that shatters Chenluo's worldview. I think you can take this ribbonfish back and eat it. It's good stuff. Don't waste it. Hearing this, Chenluo is taken aback, shouting, Sis, you've got to be joking. You know how bad mutated sea creatures taste, and the higher the level, the worse the taste. This ribbonfish is level 10. Then, Sea Princess finally reveals the secret of the ocean's mutations, and the real reason why she can take human form, all because she inadvertently ate a piece of meat that fell from the sky. A tremendous force surged into her body. As the meat digested automatically within her, a vast amount of energy was absorbed by Sea Princess endlessly, causing her unimaginable pain. But she couldn't spit the meat out, and just as she was about to burst, thankfully her good friend, King Turtle, appeared in time to open the clamshell and ate the remaining meat for her. Thus, Sea Princess barely survived. Ever since then, she and King Turtle began to grow stronger and stronger. To this day, Sea Princess still feels a lot of energy inside her that hasn't been digested, so her own strength is increasing every moment. Hearing this, Chenluo was stunned. Isn't this the same feeling as when superhumans absorb high-level crystals? What kind of meat could have the same effect as crystals? Sea Princess tells him it was from that time that sea creatures started to mutate gradually, and those like her who evolved rapidly were all because of eating that mysterious meat. I can sense that the same kind of power exists in this ribbonfish, and its flesh still contains a lot of residual energy. That's why I suggest you take this ribbonfish back and eat it. Hearing that eating it could make him stronger, Chenluo thought, well, if it tastes bad, it tastes bad. I've eaten worse in my past life. Maybe if I take it back and let Sister Yu handle it, it won't be so unpalatable. Afterwards, Chenluo takes the ribbonfish back to the base and asks Sister Yu to try cooking this mutated ribbonfish, not expecting it to be delicious, just so long as it is a little bit palatable, and it must be strongly flavored. The stronger, the better. Saying this, Chenluo assists Mayu, beginning to use spatial power to slice the ribbonfish. Soon, Mayu makes a fish fillet as requested. Looking at this high-end dish emitting a disgusting odor, Chenluo immediately has second thoughts, but remembering what Sister Sea Princess said, he nervously picks up a piece to try. He immediately started to vomit. It's safe to say, it was even worse than eating feces. Soon, that captivating smell was picked up by Thunder King's dog Nose, and without a word, Dog Elder immediately rushed into the kitchen. It even took a deep whiff of that soul-stirring stench. Seeing this, Chenluo immediately understood, and promptly handed that bowl of incredibly stinky fish fillet to Thunder King. This made Dog Elder extremely happy, and it crunched down the stinky ribbonfish in just a few bites. Indeed, it proved the old saying, a dog can't change its habit of eating feces. Even something this foul-smelling was appetizing to this creature. But that's okay. Let Thunder King help me test if eating this will really make him stronger. If it's a Sea Princess sister said, even if it's disgusting, I'll have to swallow it. Meanwhile, on the other side, a mermaid is leisurely sunbathing on a coral reef, but is suddenly interrupted by a seal. The seal plaintively cries, Congealed Frost sister, my brother has been killed. You have to help me. Hearing this, Congealed Frost quickly asks, was it done by a shark claiming to be the sea god? The seal immediately clarified that it wasn't that creature, but a clam that had transformed into a humanoid. Hearing this, a glint of coldness appeared in Congealed Frost's eyes. It seems that clam must be a minion of the false sea god. Then she splashes into the sea, asking the seal to lead the way. Let's go meet this giant clam now. At this moment, Sea Princess is searching for high-level crystals for her brother Chenluo when she suddenly hears a voice. Congealed Frost sister, she's the one who killed my brother and took away his crystal. Upon looking, she sees the seal she had let go, coming for revenge, accompanied by a mermaid. Seeing this, Sea Princess immediately let out a cold snort. If it weren't for my brother forbidding me from hunting low-level mutated creatures, would you even be alive to complain? I was worried I wouldn't find high-level crystals, but you've conveniently delivered yourself. My brother will surely love this mermaid's crystal. Having said that, Sea Princess launched a devastating ray of light towards the mermaid, but to everyone's surprise, Congealed Frost effortlessly lifted her hand, blocking this lethal attack with ease. Seeing this, Sea Princess' pupils narrowed, realizing that this creature was far more powerful than the level 10 ribbonfish. Knowing she stood no chance, Sea Princess didn't hesitate and turned to flee, but it was too late. With a wave of her hand, Congealed Frost instantly froze Sea Princess into an ice sculpture. At this point, the seal, eyes filled with tears, said, Congealed Frost sister, quickly help me kill her and avenge my brother. But Congealed Frost responded, doesn't she have a brother? Why don't we lure him over and deal with both of them? Meanwhile, on the other side, Chenluo also received the news that Sea Princess was in trouble. Over the walkie-talkie, Zhao Zi frantically said. Bro Chen, this is really bad. Someone has erased the contact mark I placed on Sea Princess sister and is threatening you to come to the small island to the east to save her, or else they will kill Sea Princess. Hearing this, Chenluo was immediately alarmed, thinking that anyone capable of capturing Sea Princess must be at least level 10, or even possibly at king level. Upon thinking this, he immediately sought out Rice to inquire if he faced any danger today. Unexpectedly, Rice only said, "You won't face any danger within the next 3 hours." Hearing this, Chenluo fell deep into thought. The journey to the eastern island would take more than 3 hours. Would I, being as cautious as ever, take this kind of risk? But then he thought about how kind Sea Princess had been to him and decided to take a gamble. Although this was a journey filled with unknowns, I'm actually interested to see if there is anyone in this world who can kill me, the Void King. Following that, Chenluo arrived at the pre-agreed location on the small island, but to Congealed Frost's surprise, isn't he Sea Princess's brother? Why can't I see through his true form? So, she hurriedly asked Chenluo if he was the sea god. Hearing this, Chenluo smirked and said, "I think you've got the wrong person. I'm no sea god. Now, tell me why you captured my sister." Upon hearing this, Congealed Frost immediately recounted the story of how Sea Princess killed the seal's brother, adding that she could not tolerate such senseless killings. Seeing this, Sea Princess shouted, "Little brother, run. I appreciate your kindness, but this guy is not someone you can handle." But Chenluo was unfazed, responding, "Sister, don't worry. She accuses us from a moral high ground, right? Well, today, I'll give her a lesson in reason." With that, Chenluo shouted, "The law of the jungle has always been the rule of survival. Big fish eat small fish eat shrimp. What's wrong with that? And you hypocritical seal, don't you eat fish? On what grounds can you senselessly kill?" Upon hearing this, the young seal was left speechless, finally blurting out in frustration, "I just want to avenge my brother. What's it to you?" At this moment, Congealed Frost authoritatively declared, "You make a very valid point. This is a world where the strong prey on the weak, and since I'm strong and she's weak, she must die today." This made Chenluo furious, shouting, "So, you've abandoned reason, have you?" He then unleashed his spatial slicing technique. Seeing this, Sea Princess quickly yelled, "Don't worry about me, little brother. Your move won't work on her." But before she could finish, Chenluo directed his attack at the seal beside them, muttering, "Survival of the fittest, right? Two can play at that game." Seeing this, Congealed Frost was immediately enraged, shouting, "You dare kill my friend? You must be tired of living." But before she could even finish her sentence, Chenluo vanished right in front of her eyes using his void walk. Before she could react, he mysteriously appeared beside Sea Princess. After he shouted and used his spatial slice, the next second, Sea Princess broke free from the ice. Then he smirkingly looked at Congealed Frost and said, "I assume Mermaid's sister wouldn't want to chase us in her birthday suit, right?" No sooner had he spoken than the seashells on Congealed Frost's chest were shattered by a force of space. This angered the mermaid greatly, who immediately covered her chest and screamed, "You pervert!" Chenluo didn't bother to argue, leaving only a word, "Goodbye," and vanished from the spot with Sea Princess using Void Walk. Impressed by this move, Sea Princess couldn't help but shout, "Awesome!" But Chenluo said, "The sea is no longer safe. Let's go back to the base to lay low." Hearing this, Sea Princess immediately agreed, saying, "Sister will listen to you. Once I break through to king level, I'll settle the score with Congealed Frost." After this episode, Chenluo realized how powerful Congealed Frost was. Who knows, she might come to the base for revenge. It's unfortunate that his time-related abilities haven't progressed. If he mastered time stopping, he wouldn't fear her anymore. It seemed like now was the time to find Jiang Chuxue to avoid misunderstandings with his wife. Chenluo shared this thought with Meili, saying he was planning a long trip to recruit a girl with the time-stopping ability. Meili was very understanding, only asking how long he'd be gone. Chenluo told Meili that if all went well, he could be back in 3 to 5 days. The issue was if the other party would be willing to come along, but regardless, he would drag her back if he had to. The next morning, Chenluo arrived in H City alone. He clearly remembered, in his past life, Jiang Chushua's father was a local magnate here. Only after their base fell did she go to seek refuge with Mi Ling. Soon, Chenluo spotted a group of survivors nearby. He immediately took out a pack of cigarettes and approached them to inquire about Jiang Chuxue. Upon hearing this, one of the men arrogantly responded, "Bro, the person you're asking about is the daughter of our boss. Take my advice. Don't have any wicked thoughts about our young lady. My big brother is a level 6 strongman. Besides, not just anyone can join our base." Upon hearing this, Chenluo immediately responded, "I'm not just any Tom, Dick, or Harry. I also have a level 5 physical system. Could you introduce me?" The man listened and said, "Well, I'll have to test whether you really have level 5 strength." Saying this, the man suddenly threw a punch at him. There was a loud thump, and the punch felt as if it had hit a steel plate. Seeing this, the man grinned. "Didn't expect you to really be a level 5 strongman. My apologies. I'll introduce you to join the base right away." Although Chenluo successfully infiltrated, how would he abduct a young lady living in such comfort? Using resources to lure her definitely wouldn't work, since a base this size wouldn't lack for that. Given this, he'd have to resort to some tricks. First, he snuck into the food storage in the middle of the night, collecting all the food in the base into his special ability space. On his way out, he didn't forget to steal Jiang Chushua's pet Samoyed. When they went to distribute food to the base members the next day, they found that thousands of tons of food and the guarding Samoyed had mysteriously disappeared. This scared Jiang Tiancheng quite a bit. A base without food is a base without a future. Soon enough, members who heard the news chose to leave the base. In just 2 days, more than half of the base members had left. Seeing this, Jiang Chushua quickly suggested seeking food loans from other bases. Otherwise, their base would be done for. Just as things were going bad, a subordinate suddenly burst in and yelled, "Boss, we're in trouble. People from the neighboring country are causing problems again. I heard their leader has now broken through to level 7. Upon hearing this, Jiang Chushua said, "Didn't we just beat them back recently? Why have these bandits come again?" Jiang Tiancheng immediately ordered to gather all their brothers, saying, "No matter what, we'll defend our land to the last drop of blood. We will not back down." All these words were heard by Chenluo, who was standing outside the door. He originally wanted to hide in the dark, watch the two sides fight, and then reap the benefits, but in the end, reason prevailed over desire, thinking, "Today, I'll make sure these ignorants never return." Meanwhile, on the other side, Jiang Tiancheng had gathered all his remaining men, preparing for a life and death battle with the bandits from the neighboring country. However, just as Jiang Tiancheng was about to order to move out, a young man suddenly started laughing, shouting, "For the glory of my country, take this, my deathly poison explosion." Then the man's body suddenly began to inflate wildly. With a loud boom, an explosion happened, and a mist of poison sprayed across the entire hall. Although the poison was not lethal, it was strong enough to make the affected lose their fighting abilities instantly. Jiang Tiancheng never dreamt that one of the core members of his base would actually be a spy from another country. Seems like fate really wants me gone. But just then, Chenluo suddenly walked in with his hands in his pockets, muttering, "Don't panic, I alone am enough." Hearing this, Jiang Tiancheng immediately responded, "Young man, what nonsense are you talking about? They have an army of millions. What can you do against them?" But Chenluo grinned and said, "All you have to do is close the doors and enjoy the show. No need for leader Jiang to worry about how I'll fight them. But I have one condition. Once I've taken them down, this young lady will have to come with me." Deal? Jiang Tiancheng thought this kid must be crazy, remembering that when he joined, he was registered as having a level 5 physical system. No matter how tough you are, can you withstand an assault from tens of thousands? Seeing this, Chenluo didn't waste any more words and directly walked out of the hall. At this moment, Jin Haoyu had already led an army of 50,000 to the city's edge. However, when Chenluo made his entrance, he instantly stunned everyone. Chenluo then slowly floated into the air, yelling, "Prepare to meet your end." Seeing this, everyone was immediately frozen in place, wondering, how can this man fly? Jiang Chushua was full of disbelief, thinking to herself, wasn't he just a level 5 in physical abilities? How is this possible? Little did she know that, for those with abilities who reach level 10, they can acquire the power of flight. Although Chenluo is currently only at level 8 with his dual element abilities, his actual power level is equivalent to level 10. At that moment, Chenluo suddenly flew towards the army, frightening Jin Haoyu, who immediately shouted, "Focus fire and bring him down. I can't believe an army of 50,000 can't handle a single fly." At that point, Chenluo had already charged up his ultimate move. After he shouted Space Pulse, a series of spatial fluctuations instantly burst forth from his hands. This large-scale move immediately wiped out a large number of enemies below level 7. Just then, Jin Haoyu smugly said, "I thought your attack was going to be impressive. It didn't even break my earth shield." However, Chenluo coldly responded, "You don't think I can only do it once, do you?" Without further ado, Chenluo unleashed a flurry of space pulses. The spectacle made Jin Haoyu's legs give way, and he fell to his knees. Jiang Chushua and her father on the city wall were sweating bullets, muttering, "How is this possible? Didn't he say he was in the physical abilities category? What level of power does one need to achieve this?" Seeing this, Jin Haoyu immediately cast gravity magic on Chenluo. Chenluo paused for a moment, then stopped what he was doing. Jin Haoyu then yelled, "Brothers, run. I've slowed him down. He'll struggle to move even a meter." However, before he could finish, Chenluo used Void Walk to appear right in front of him. He coldly said, "Your gravity magic did have some effect on me. You've managed to reduce my 500-meter sprint speed by a whole 2 meters. With that, Chenluo lunged at him at an astonishing speed, muttering, "Since you've broken through to level 7, you must have a high-grade crystal on you, right?" This scared Jin Haoyu considerably, who hastily unleashed his earth shield in an attempt to block Chenluo. With a clank, the impregnable earth shield was shattered by a single palm strike from Chenluo, who then slapped Jin Haoyu on the forehead. Jin Haoyu immediately bled from 7 orifices and died on the spot. This scene stunned Jiang Tiancheng, exclaiming, "What level of power does this kid have? He just killed a level 7 with a single slap. What is his real purpose for infiltrating my base?" Upon hearing this, one of the underlings hurriedly said, "This guy came for the young lady. He was asking about her even before he entered the base." Hearing this, Jiang Tiancheng thought that Chenluo was interested in his daughter, thinking to himself, not only is he incredibly strong, but he also seems to be patriotic. Jiang Chushua would not suffer if she stayed with him. So, regardless, this kind of outstanding talent must not be allowed to leave. So he immediately took him upstairs for a discussion. He got got straight to the point, saying, if you're willing this day, I'll not only set you up with my daughter, but also make you the second in command of our base. What do you say, Brother Chenluo? However, without a second thought, Chenluo rejected the offer, saying, I just want to take your daughter, Jian Chushua, away. Hearing this, Jian Tiancheng froze, thinking to himself, damn you, Chenluo, I wanted you to become my son-in-law, but you want to make me a lonely old man. Then he sternly said, if you don't want to be my son-in-law, fine, but don't most families offer some dowry when marrying off their daughters? I won't ask for much. 200 pigs as dowry should be reasonable, right? Actually, he didn't mean to sell his daughter. He just wanted to deter Chenluo from running away with Jian Chushua, hoping that he would stay. Chenluo immediately responded, aren't you just trying to make things difficult for me? With the way the world is now, there probably aren't even 200 live pigs left in the entire world. Upon hearing this, Jian Tiancheng said, you have two choices. One is to stay, and I will set you up with Jian Chushua. The second is to leave the way you came in. Make your choice. Chenluo realized he was being deliberately difficult, so why should he continue negotiating? Then, Chenluo seriously said, do you know what time it is now, Mr. Jian? Jian Tiancheng, without a second thought, told him it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So, are you in a rush? But who would have thought? Just as his words fell, Chenluo suddenly changed his tone and turned the tables on him. What I'm saying is, this is the end of the world. What right do you have to negotiate terms with me? You haven't forgotten my abilities just now, have you? You also have two choices before you. One is for me to forcibly take your daughter away, or two, you can try to persuade Jian Chushua to willingly come with me. You wouldn't want to see your daughter crying as I abduct her, would you? Upon hearing this, Jian Tiancheng broke out in a cold sweat, thinking to himself, how did this kid change his face faster than flipping a book? With no choice, he asked Chenluo where he intended to take Jian Chushua. Chenluo told him, I have a base as well. People like you at level 6 wouldn't even rank in my place. My idea is to build a super base, so we can better survive in the post-apocalyptic world. That's why I want to take Jian Chushua with me. You can bring your elite members along too. Whether you want to join us or go your own way is up to you. Also, I must warn you, H City will soon face unprecedented heavy rainfall, which will flood the city completely. If you don't leave now, you'll have to leave then. With that, Chenluo turned to leave, but happened to encounter Jian Chushua standing at the door. Suddenly, an idea struck him. He asked Jian Chushua, who was at level 6, to use her time-stopping ability on him. If she could freeze him, it would indicate she had king-level potential. Without hesitation, Jian Chushua released her ability on him. In the next second, Chenluo was frozen in place. Sure enough, this girl has the makings of a king-level powerhouse. What's strange, though, was that although my body was frozen, my internal powers still circulated. In my previous life, even my abilities were frozen when I was stopped. What's going on? Could it be related to my awaken time ability? After being frozen for 3 seconds, Chenluo immediately asked her to cast the spell on him again. This scared Jian Chushua quite a bit, thinking to herself, I only stopped him for such a short time. This Chenluo is truly unfathomable. She then cast the time-stopping spell on Chenluo once more. However, this time she couldn't even freeze him for a second, as he used his time ability to break free from the freeze. This delighted him immensely, thinking to himself, as I thought, in my previous life, only time-stopping could limit me, the King of the Void. In this life, I'll be an invincible existence. At least, there's no ability that can restrain me anymore. Meanwhile, on another front, a young lady named Seeing had actually replicated the Elder Badge of Dawn City, and she was about to use this badge for something earth-shattering. A week later, Chenluo returned to Dawn City with the newly subdued Jian Chushua and her father, but as soon as they entered the base, the members immediately surrounded them, saying, Brother Chen, you're finally back. Big things have happened in Divine Capital while you were gone. A brazen young lady actually forged our Elder Badge and wiped out a base using Dawn City's name. Hearing this, Chenluo was shocked, thinking, I remember renaming the base to Dawn City before I left, right? How come someone is already using our name to scam people so quickly? And this Elder Badge was made by Long Yu with anti-counterfeit features. How did that crazy woman manage to forge it? Just then, Mi Li, who had heard of Chenluo's return, immediately ran excitedly towards him and threw herself directly into his arms, making Jian Chushua, who had affection for Chenluo, feel uncomfortable. At that moment, Mi Li sweetly said, it's all my fault for not being careful enough to let Seeing join the base. She exploited the loophole, but we've already captured her. However, Chenluo did not blame Mi Li, instead asking her where Seeing was being held. Soon after, Chenluo came to the room where she was imprisoned, then coldly said, you're quite audacious, daring to use the name of my base to commit murder. Also, our Elder Badge can withstand high temperatures of up to 1,000 degrees. How did you forge it? Seeing told him she had only copied the appearance, and because Dawn City's reputation had already been well established, nobody dared to question the authenticity of the Elder Badge. Upon hearing this, Chenluo immediately asked, why did you wipe out that base then? Upon hearing this question, Seeing clenched her teeth and said, because their leader took a liking to me. When I refused, those beasts killed my brother. While Chenluo deeply sympathized with her, he said, regardless, impersonating an elder from my base and issuing fake orders is a crime. Then he turned and left, knowing well that he couldn't be soft-hearted in such matters. members. He must make a public execution to serve as a warning. Otherwise, everyone will follow suit in the future. Just then, Chen Guang suddenly ran over and shouted, "Brother Chen, there's an urgent and tricky situation. Please come quickly. Someone has brought a mysterious corpse outside seeking our protection. The corpse is really strange. Several of our elders have gone to look at it, but none could inflict any damage on it." Upon hearing this, Chen Luo was immediately alarmed, wondering, could it be a king-level mutated corpse? Only a corpse at the king level would be this tough. With this thought, Chen Luo instantly used a void walking technique and disappeared from the spot. Upon closer inspection, he was delighted to find that it was indeed a king-level corpse. This made Chen Luo extremely happy, thinking, although dual-element ability users need to absorb twice as much energy for advancement, as long as I absorb this king-level crystal, my power could at least reach the peak of level 9. Chen Luo then immediately asked the man why he was seeking protection. The man promptly replied, "My name is Zhao Jing. I just came to Divine Capital and was robbed by 2 groups of people. I heard that Leader Chen provides protection here. I wanted to offer you the crystal, but the corpse is too hard. I've tried everything but can't inflict any damage. I guess the level of the crystal inside should be quite high. Would this qualify for your protection?" Upon hearing this, Chen Luo instantly ordered, "From now on, I, Chen Luo, will protect Brother Zhao Jing. Anyone who dares to touch him will be against me in Dawn City." Chen Guang, given that Brother Zhao Jing has been robbed, his home probably has little food. Take 20 tons of rice and 1 tons of potatoes to him. Chen Luo felt it would weigh on his conscience to not offer something in return for the king-level crystal. Hearing this, Zhao Jing was moved to tears and loudly exclaimed, "Thank you, Leader Chen, for your generous reward." Then Chen Luo took the king-level corpse back to his own yard, immediately conjured a void sword and made a hole in it. Looking at the huge king-level crystal, Chen Luo estimated that he could advance to level 9 within 2 or 3 days. Meanwhile, on the other side, due to sudden heavy rains causing flooding in multiple areas, a large number of refugees have flooded into Divine Capital. Among them was a man named Gu Changfeng, who claimed to have some power and immediately wanted to occupy others' bases, boasting that he was a level 7 strongman. He said, "Surrender now, and you may be spared." People who heard this immediately scoffed. A level 7, how impressive. Our Divine Capital's Dawn City's leader, Chen Luo, may even be at level 9 by now. You guys are many and strong today, so we yield. I'm going to seek protection from Leader Chen right now. Then the man led all his members to evacuate the base. However, Gu Changfeng showed no martial ethics and immediately launched a surprise attack on those who surrendered, shouting, "Don't let them escape. Kill them all to eliminate future troubles." Soon, nearly all members of this base were slaughtered by them. At that moment, one of them, while attacking the remaining members, arrogantly said, "Is every base in Divine Capital this week?" A member lying on the ground disdainfully replied, "Bullying us isn't an accomplishment. Try saying that in Dawn City." But Gu Changfeng's men dismissed it, boasting, "We'll try. We came here to dominate Divine Capital." Meanwhile, another group of refugees had also arrived in Divine Capital. Among them, a level 6 nature element ability user named Ling Weiwei was heading for Chen Luo's Dawn City. Her teammates had heard that their place particularly valued nature elements, especially those like her who have improved seed technology. However, they heard that the base had already developed seeds that could increase yields by 50%. Hearing this, Ling Weiwei was stunned. She thought her seeds, which could increase yields by 30%, were already impressive. She didn't expect someone in Dawn City to be even more proficient. Her teammates told her about a large exchange meeting in Dawn City the next day. Not only would seeds be distributed for free, but they would also recruit qualified ability users. Hearing this, Ling Weiwei immediately said, "Let's go then." Little did she know that this decision would make her regret for the rest of her life. 2 years ago, due to workplace setbacks and extreme mental stress, she had a violent temperament and even had cruel thoughts. A stray dog accidentally bumped into her, and she crazily cut off a piece of the dog's ear. What she didn't expect was, that dog not only survived, but also became the dog elder in Dawn City after the apocalypse. The next day, tens of thousands of people arrived at the exchange meeting, obviously more than twice as many as the last time. Chen Luo had also heard that many people had come to Divine Capital due to flooding, and several bases had been attacked by outsiders. He chose to host the meeting today, specifically to deter these newcomers. Then Yi Xing was brought to the venue. At this moment, Chen Guang said sternly, "This person, for impersonating an elder of our Dawn City, destroyed a base by trickery. I, by the order of the city leader, publicly execute this person. As a warning to you all, anyone who dares to impersonate a member of our Dawn City in the future will meet the same fate as this woman." Upon saying that, Chen Luo released spatial slicing from behind the curtain. The next second, a force of space sliced through Yi Xing's neck. Watching such a beautiful girl get decapitated on the spot scared the people in the audience quite a bit. Everyone expressed that even with 10 times the courage, they wouldn't dare to impersonate. Gu Changfeng was especially terrified, his face turning pale, thinking to himself, "Those people yesterday didn't lie. We can't afford to mess with this Dawn City for now." Then, Chen Guang continued, "Back to the main point. Those who need free seeds can come to us for registration. Same old rule. Half of the potatoes you grow should be given to us. Also, we have changed our recruitment recruitment criteria. Now we only recruit ability users above level 6. Hearing this, Gu Changfeng was shocked, thinking, is this even reasonable? As if everyone in your base is above level 6. However, Ling Weiwei, who heard this, immediately stood up, thinking, luckily, I've advanced to level 6. I can finally get rid of this burden. Then she coldly said, thank you all for taking care of me during this time, but I choose to join Dawn City. We are not on the same path. Saying that, she heartlessly left her teammates and went on stage, saying, I am a level 6 nature element ability user, with the ability to improve seeds. I am very eager to join your Dawn City. Am I qualified? Hearing this, Chen Guang immediately accepted Ling Weiwei. Chen Luo was also very satisfied with this new member, even personally taking her on a tour around the base, preparing to send her to Mengyin for experience exchange. But at that moment, Thunder King, who was idly roaming around the base, suddenly heard that unforgettable voice. A surge of painful memories flooded its mind. In a winter before the apocalypse, Thunder King, due to the cold, had taken refuge in a basement, unknowingly bumping into a girl. Thunder King thought it had encountered a kind person, but who knew? That woman immediately pinned it down, and then directly took out a knife to cut off a piece of its ear. For a moment, Thunder King's screams resonated throughout the entire parking lot. However, this venomous-hearted woman didn't stop there, and continued to violently assault it with her blade. In order to survive, Thunder King used all its might to bite Ling Weiwei's hand, but because she was wearing leather gloves, it couldn't do any harm. Seeing this, Thunder King didn't hesitate for a second, and immediately escaped from this woman's clutches. Had it not been for a kind old lady's rescue, this dog would have died in that cold and hungry night. It must be her. This elder would never forget that voice until death. Seeing that she had the ability to improve seeds, Chen Luo planned to hand her over to Mengyin, but he was unexpectedly stopped by Thunder King halfway. Seeing its owner bringing its enemy into the base, Thunder King immediately let out a hate-filled roar towards Ling Weiwei, followed by non-stop barking. This scared Ling Weiwei quite a bit. Without saying another word, she hid behind Chen Luo and coquettishly said, oh my, this dog is so fierce. I'm so scared. At this moment, Chen Luo also sensed something was off. This was the first time he had seen Thunder King act so aggressively toward someone, even revealing a chilling intent to kill. So, he immediately brought Rice as a translator. But when Rice heard about Thunder King's experience, he instantly broke into a cold sweat. Then he showed an extremely disgusted look and said, it's this wicked woman who cut off Thunder King's ear, and even stabbed it multiple times. Thunder King asks, do you still honor your promise to avenge its enemy? Upon hearing this, Chen Luo immediately glared at Ling Weiwei, then directly questioned if she had ever cut a dog's ear in the past. Upon hearing this, Ling Weiwei was greatly shocked, thinking, why would he suddenly ask me this? Does he know about what happened back then? So she hastily said, how could I possibly do such an unconscionable thing? Heaven and earth can testify, I have never done such a thing. Chen Luo paused, and from Ling Weiwei's expression, confirmed she was indeed guilty. Then he disdainfully said, whether you admit it or not doesn't matter. If our dog elder thinks you're guilty, that's enough. Should I kill her for you, Thunder King, or do you want to do it yourself? Upon hearing this, Thunder King immediately barked, I will avenge my own grudge. This scared Ling Weiwei quite a bit, and she immediately shouted, Leader Chen, please spare me this once. I admit I cut a dog's ear, but I didn't mean to. I had just started working at that time, and I was continuously bullied by colleagues, so I lost control. Please forgive me this once. At this point, Chen Luo coldly said, you take out your frustrations from others on a little puppy, is that it? A kick might have been overlooked. Thunder King would probably let it slide, but you cut its ear and stabbed it. Isn't that going too far? Even Rice angrily added, forgiving you is God's business. What Thunder King needs to do is send you to meet God. Seeing Chen Luo remain indifferent, Ling Weiwei shouted in desperation, you just praised me for being talented, didn't you? I'm a human. It's a dog. How can you side with a dog? You can't do this to me. But Chen Luo didn't pay any attention and directly signaled for Thunder King to make its move. Seeing this, Thunder King didn't hesitate, and with all its might, swung a paw at her. Unexpectedly, Ling Weiwei, who was at level 6, wasn't injured at all, which immediately made Chen Luo realize something was wrong. Thunder King is level 8. By logic, she should be either dead or severely injured. Could it be that she awakened dual abilities due to extreme emotional fluctuation? Chen Luo wanted to warn Thunder King, but it was too late. At that moment, it was already blinded by hatred. Just as Thunder King prepared to launch another attack, a terrifying energy suddenly burst forth from Ling Weiwei. She abruptly transformed into a 5 to 6 meter tall monster, shouting, I'm going to kill you all. This scared Chen Luo quite a bit. He quickly asked Thunder King if it wanted him to step in, but Thunder King refused his offer, insisting on taking its own revenge. Seeing that Ling Weiwei now had the power to battle Thunder King to prevent damage to the base, Chen Luo immediately deployed a void banishment, transporting Thunder King and Ling Weiwei to an empty field. This way, Thunder King could go all out. It leaped high into the air for a thunderous tail swipe, and harshly smacked it onto Ling Weiwei's face. But to Chen Luo's astonishment, the strike did not cause her any substantial harm. Thunder King didn't lose heart. It launched another thunder palm at her, but still to no effect. At this point, Ling Weiwei mockingly said, are you trying to tickle me? Did this dumb dog skip a meal? What can you do with such little strength? This really ticked off Thunder King, who without hesitation unleashed a Thunder Whip combo at her. But just then, Qianluo sensed something was off. Thunder King's attack speed was gradually declining, and its strength was also waning. Given Thunder King's level, it shouldn't be tiring out after just a few attacks. Could there be some sort of curse effect on this monster? Meanwhile, Ling Weiwei kept taunting Thunder King. "Come hit me, you idiot. Are you already panting after a couple of strikes?" Hearing this, Thunder King leapt forward to claw at her, aiming to shut her up, but Ling Weiwei's reflexes were incredibly quick. She slapped Thunder King to the ground with a backhand. At this point, Thunder King also sensed something wrong, feeling its strength continuously draining away. Through observing the battle, Qianluo deduced what was happening. It seemed Ling Weiwei was using some technique to absorb Thunder King's power. Each time Thunder King attacked her, she would siphon off a portion of its strength. But at this time, Thunder King was already blinded by hatred, completely unaware of this. It kept attacking Ling Weiwei over and over again. After a while, both in terms of power and speed, Ling Weiwei was completely dominating Thunder King. Before Dog Elder could react, he was sent flying with a swift kick from her. Ling Weiwei arrogantly said, "Foolish dog, still calling yourself Dog Elder? How about I cut off your other ear right now?" This scared Qianluo quite a bit. He never expected that Thunder King, a level 8, would be toyed with by her. However, it was precisely Ling Weiwei's words just now that thoroughly enraged Thunder King. "How dare you insult the Elder title I've worked so hard for? I've never wronged you, yet you cut off my ear. Well then, taste my fury." Old grievances combined with new hatred made Thunder King completely fall into a state of rage. At this moment, Thunder King's body suddenly erupted with countless purple lightning bolts. After a few angry barks from Thunder King, the purple lightning around its body converged into a bolt of purple sky lightning, which furiously struck the black monster. As the purple sky lightning instantly shattered the black monster into pieces, Qianluo was completely stunned, thinking that even he couldn't produce such destructive power. And what was the deal with the purple lightning? He had never seen Thunder King use purple lightning in his past life. Before Qianluo could figure out what was happening, Thunder King collapsed with a thud. Seeing this, Qianluo immediately went to check the situation, but Thunder King's first words were, "I didn't ask for your help. You can't take my points." He then asked Thunder King if the purple lightning was a newly acquired skill, since he had never seen him use it before. Thunder King didn't know how to explain, so it lightly blew a breath towards Qianluo. The next second, a strong wind ruffled Qianluo's hair. At that moment, Qianluo understood everything. Seems like this dog has awakened dual abilities. It's evident that its second ability is wind-related, so he immediately asked Thunder King to try blowing with force, to see if it could generate a tornado. Upon hearing this, Thunder King didn't hesitate, and took a big breath. As it exhaled, a hurricane was instantly created. This made Qianluo extremely happy, thinking how this was all thanks to Ling Weiwei. If it weren't for her, Thunder King would never have awakened dual abilities. But why did she transform into a black monster just now? Usually, nature-based transformations are into various animals. Could it be that her abilities had fused, like how Thunder King's wind ability had fused with its lightning ability, resulting in purple lightning? So by that logic, the earlier you awaken dual abilities, the more advantageous it is for ability fusion. At this point, Qianluo suddenly felt that if he didn't work harder, he might actually be outdone by a dog, especially considering that this dog now had nearly level 10 strength. Thinking of this, Qianluo immediately challenged Thunder King to a race. "Let's see who can get back to base first. How about a bet of 100 points? Don't worry, I won't use Void Walk." Hearing this, Thunder King was instantly interested, thinking, "What a great deal. With my 4 legs, I'm not afraid of your 2. As soon as Qianluo yelled start, both man and dog immediately dashed towards the base at full speed. Who would have known that in the next second, Thunder King erupted with a whirlwind mixed with thunder around him. In the blink of an eye, he teleported hundreds of meters. This scared Qianluo quite a bit. "Wow, Wind Thunder Flash, you dare cheat against me by using skills, huh?" Just as Thunder King was about to charge into the base, he was sent back to his original location by Qianluo's spatial exile. Frustrated, Thunder King found Qianluo and barked, "You cheat. How dare you use spatial exile on a dog?" Smiling slyly, Qianluo responded, "I remember saying I wouldn't use Void Walk, but I never said anything about not using spatial exile. Besides, you used Wind Thunder Flash. You cheated first, okay?" After costing Thunder King 100 points, Qianluo proceeded to the inner courtyard and found Rice circling around a flower. He immediately went up to warn Rice that the flower is poisonous. "It might not harm you physically, but it will make you dizzy and nauseous. Shall I pull it out now?" Upon hearing this, Mayu immediately shouted, "Leave the flower. Mutant plants can also be ingredients. Let me research this flower. It might solve the issue of tasteless fish." Subsequently, Qianluo returned to his room to absorb the crystal. Just 2 hours passed, and he felt signs of a breakthrough. After enduring intense pain all over his body, he finally surpassed Thunder King and advanced to level 9. His physical condition reached a near king level, and his abilities were multiple times stronger than before. Thinking about this, he began to try fusing abilities. Ling Weiwei had fused nature and dark elements to create a transformation skill. Thunder King had fused thunder and wind to create Wind Thunder Flash. What kind of ability will I create by fusing confusing space and time.